They just have to get more cops on the force. It's as simple as that.
Cops. I don't even care about cops. I want to see garbage men. It's much more important. All I want to see are garbage trucks, garbage cans, and garbage men. You're never going to stop crime. We should at least be clean.
I tell you what they should do. They should combine the two jobs. Make it one job, cop/garbage man. I haven't seen cops walking around with nothing to do. Grab a broom. Sweeping. You sweep. Catch a criminal, get right back to sweeping.
Like beans, like incoming or whatever. Remember?
So it's time for Off the Top playlist. It's gone full circle. I'm coming up with the prompt or whatever.
See if you can guess what other videos we filmed on the same day as this video.
Giveaway time.
Let's go.
I'm gonna say my word now, and no one's gonna interrupt me. Hyperventilate. It makes you think of, hyperventilating.
You know some really classics coming up.
You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
No, it's like, but like I don't really know how to.
I got asthma.
Why don't I go first?
Okay, why don't you go first?
Song is called "Shake It" by Charlie XCX. All right, let me know when you're done fucking cracking the Da Vinci Code, Victor. Holy shit!
I'm looking.
3, 2.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
So.
All right, man.
I've been fucking with Charlie XCX. Go in human form. Let's fucking go. Freaking Wu-Tang style. All these people getting in on it. Except in this case, they're shaking their censor word here.
Insert. Leave a comment. Whatever word you want.
Great drum samples, great sounds. And my favorite part is Big Frida's verse. He has so much energy. Like a lot of vocode, like a sharp vocode on the shake it. And then Charlie herself is saying shake it, like over it. I think that's like the best part. It's just like such a simple idea to just vocode it, but it sounds so beautiful and like.
This is the first time I've heard of this fine woman, Charlie XCX.
Go.
No, there's a lot going on though. I think the coolest part was the hooks, how she would put it through a different filter or like a different effect every time, and some of them were like really out there. Like I think like the third one in the beginning is like almost like wind chimes or something. I didn't love it. I'll just be honest. A lot of experimental ideas, sounds that might be harsh for some people.
I liked it, and I agree with what both of the.
Charlie XCX. But yeah, she's, I don't want to say up and coming, the future of pop. So very forward thinking.
Big fan.
Whenever I try and play this song in front of maybe coworkers or my family, they're like, what is this? Like turn this off.
What is this shit?
All right, my pick is going to be Frame by Frame by King Crimson.
So you're going to pick 3.
No, they're not hyperventilating. I could do On the Run. That's kind of hyperventilating. So King Crimson is early progressive rock band from like the 60s and 70s mainly. This is from their album Discipline. It's really cool. It's got a great polyrhythmc section. I think towards the hyperventilating. Bill Bruford is a drummer for this band, very famous drummer. Bill Bruford and Robert Fripp. Yeah, Bill Bruford.
Peter Frampton and Bill Bruford. Fiend.
So I thought the polyrhythmic sections, I definitely understand what you're saying with the like hyperventilate thing. I was getting like anxiety listening to them, but it was cool. And then I loved that like guitar break that was at the end. I also really liked how it like kind of got off kilter with itself. You know, there's like 2 guitars going in there at that last part.
That section, there's one guitar is playing in 7/4, right, and the other guitar is playing in 13/8. So every like 2 bars, the second guitar gets 1/8 note off, so it progressively gets more and more like out of time with the main guitar, which creates that cool effect.
Yeah, I was definitely picking up on that.
Yeah, exactly.
I really liked the bass of the lick. You know, it was cool. I did like the frame by frame. I wanted to hear him, but I wish I heard more vocals because I did like what he was saying. One thing I did not like was the close when it was just like playing that riff. It was just like, all right, just cut. The studio session's over, okay?
I love the kind of opposite, I guess, to the last track, as they stuck to that same lick, and love the 7/8, love the polyrhythm stuff. Great track.
7/4. Get it right.
The verse has all those like streaming guitar comes in and out of the mix, and the drums are kind of in the background playing a very non-traditional rhythm, I think. And I love the vocals. I mean, I think there's a lot of really cool elements that build this song into a great piece.
Maybe the most basic pick ever.
Let's see it.
Breathe In, Breathe Out by Kanye West. I don't think I need to introduce Kanye West, do I?
I mean, it's Kanye West.
I mean, look. He made Taylor Swift famous.
Big. They're not ready for that conversation.
Now beat that.
But I got
Alright,
these
so go
degrees.
What?
So I guess I'll go.
I guess I'll
Okay.
Bruh, what a crazy sample on that song. I haven't listened to that song in so long, but it's so good, so refreshing to go back to it. Ludacris with a crazy hook. Reminds me a lot of like a DMX inspired hook, maybe. And I think it was the third verse where like the beat cuts out. Just spitting, and it was just ridiculous. What a great track.
I think if I had to put this song into one word, it'd be swagger. The instrumental is just so full of swagger. The horns, I mean, his delivery is just...
I'm a big fan of this song. When I first listened to this album, like, this was my least favorite song, but I've listened to it a lot since then, and it's grown on me because I have much more appreciation for this
appreciation
for the southern
I
hip
thought it was
hop
bad.
for the southern hip hop sound, and Ludacris is a legend, you know. I just wish I heard one of his verses because I like Ludacris and I like the southern style. And but yeah,
One of my favorite Kanye West lyrics of all time, the freehand mammogram. So like it's just like very, very comical, but it flows very well.
Shit.
all right, since I came up with it, we're gonna go with Don, Aman off of Spiderland. This is one of my favorite off this album. Slint is, you know, there were just like some high schoolers, and then they dropped Spiderland, which is like an instant classic. One of my favorite album covers of all time. That was in my favorite album cover video. Just super like dark album, but like when you actually listen to what they're saying, it's very relatable. Go.
Took me out of it, man. I was like...
All right, so
I
what
don't
are
know
your
if I'm fully
guys'
back.
thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know
Wait
either.
a
That
little bit.
took me way out of it, man.
So you guys liked it?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
So does anyone want to say
All
anything?
right.
It's just like
I really like the sound design and the chord choices on the guitar and bass. I really like hearing those dissonances on those transitional chords in the progression. Play the bass, it's super
high in the register.
gives it a really interesting timbre.
A somber mood. It's more lean towards like a spoken word.
Kind of like sounds like you sound right now, like whispering, like.
Basically, it was ASMR before ASMR was a thing.
Gap.
It was a really cool song.
Talk about a song that paints a picture. I know that was a while ago, but this song like
Storytelling.
definitely is up there.
It's like
for
an experience. Listen to that song.
Yeah.
I mean, that took me so far out of like this kind of eerie that there's just like only they just guitar and bass for like the whole time.
And I love all the little sounds where it's like dun, 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 like that little.
Yeah.
I wish he did that more. And then when his fucking buddy comes in, he's like.
Of playing past. It's like corny, but like it's so like chilling.
But I love the story. You'd think it would be about a killing or something, but it's just about this guy who's really anxious. Don steps outside. Like he just leaves a party because he's very anxious. And then the very end is great because he says Don woke up. He looked in the mirror. He saw his friend, and then that's like kind of the end. Hyperventilating. They make you want to like die.
All right, this one is gonna be. I mean, you're gonna get the hyperventilating right off the name. Paranoid by Black Sabbath. If you know music, you know Black Sabbath. These guys are like the fathers of metal. Probably know this song, Paranoid. It's really famous.
Oh shit! I didn't even mute myself. Shit.
I was so
Yeah.
mad you didn't mute yourself.
A really great track. I love the driving guitars. That's a good loop. Very catchy too. But I really like echo on the echo effect on his voice.
I liked the violent, lashing out at people near you or whatever. I didn't totally get the whole narrative, but it was cool writing. And I liked how he's sort of getting drowned out by the guitar.
Now that I know like what, I'll definitely be able to go and listen to it again because I've always liked it. Delivery, like Vic said, is definitely, it adds that in the title, paranoid. He's kind of just yeah. I don't want to. Right, we've already gotten like 6 strikes in the video.
One of the best things about this is the guitar tone, that like a little bit of fuzz, makes it that much better. Especially the very opening riff is so iconic. He's like telling the listener to try to enjoy life because he can't anymore. It's too late for him because he's so paranoid about everything. Wishing everyone else a better life than him.
So I'm not gonna. It's a long name. So if you just search up "Government Plates" by Death Grips, it's the first song. The song is called "You Might Think He Loves You for Your Money, but I Know What He Really Loves You For." It's your brand new leopard skin pillbox hat.
Oh, what? The reference to Bob Dylan? Your brand new leopard skin pillbox hat.
So introduction to Death Grips. They're like an extremely eclectic group that takes those ideas and kind of just runs with it in its own direction. It's like they do hip hop, they do rock, they do alternative. One of the more experimental groups of the modern age.
Yeah, in the modern age, they're like, they're like one of the most important groups right now.
Yeah, I should highlight that. They're like incredibly shape-shifting and forward-thinking.
I was a big fan of that song right from the beginning. This is a great song, great drumming. The drumming has always been a highlight of Death Grips, but I love the drum machine sounds and the random like turn into like an ambient
bass sound.
Love his vocals in the beginning and throughout the track. Bob Dylan would be proud. Just crazy lyrics. Doesn't make any sense, but it's awesome.
Instrumental, definitely enjoyed it. Hard vibes. Had to say it once with the video.
But I like their sound. I really like how like unorthodox it is, especially in this song. I mean, the drums are pretty harsh, but I think they work well. They're pretty cool. I like when like the instrumental cuts out, delivers his lyrics, but they feel like they're not in time at all.
Calvin started that out of time vocals.
Honeypot.
I love you a lot.
The song starts off with glass breaking, and that's the album starter too. So it just breaks glass and then into that high pitch ringing, which is just like anxiety inducing, extremely oppressive with the out of time kind of just in your face. And then I really like the laser sound in the song too. That's a highlight for me.
So we're gonna do Gold off Liquid Swords by GZA. I think so. GZA's the genius, Wu-Tang member, arguably the best rapper, one of the best rappers ever, probably the best of the group. Really encapsulates a habitat, an environment, a lifestyle.
Turn her up. Is she muted?
I don't know.
Yeah, she muted.
So
My eyes just popped out of my skull.
Oh, he went
frijoles. I really love his delivery. It doesn't get much better than that in boom bap. And like the wee, like in the background, that was so cool. I love that part of the instrumental.
I like the instrumental a lot. I think it created a really cool, like dystopian, almost like industrial atmosphere. I didn't really like his delivery, which is where I differed. Hot take. I just felt like there wasn't enough behind his delivery. It felt like he was just kind of like saying the lines because he had to, not because he really felt them.
I love his flow on this track. This song is so hard. I recently just got into chess, and the chess line, it says, a kingpin just castled with his rook and lost a pawn. This, and then the hook, no neighborhood is rough enough. No, there's no clip that's full enough.
for me, like
I might as well just leave then. Holy shit, God.
he actually is more animated in other songs, but I think he's going for like the tough guy, like drug dealer, like sort of giving up on life vibe. And this beat, I think this might be like one of the best hip hop beats of all time, in my opinion. Like the choirs just mix so perfectly. Always in the background looming, and then the fucking synth is just so like toxic, and just like boom bad drums is him like drudging along through his like drug dealer life where he has to just fucking kill people and just do all this terrible shit all the time.
Is there a song called Poggers?
50LQG7H3UF55.
I thought you were putting me back to factory settings right there. Holy shit.
The song is called Voices by Flume. Yes. So I personally don't
I
know
love this song.
an extraordinarily large amount about Flume. I know he was born in Sydney, Australia, and he's based in LA now. He's got a couple albums out, and this record is a mixtape.
I'm done.
You guys love your like weird like industrial hip hop, don't you? This weird like
Yeah, we got
I
how
know.
many?
JPEG Death Grips, Flume, like.
I played the beginning. You're like, bro, what is this? It sounds like some shit I would make.
Yeah, this is like if I took like a bunch of random samples on Cubase and just threw them into the like fucking track, I'd make this song.
Yeah, Sophie on her queen shit. This track, she shined with the vocals. Great industrial hip hop chopping sample track.
Yeah, I think I actually did make this song. I think he took it off YouTube. I uploaded it. He
Yeah,
must
we
have-
might need to send a strike over his way.
I like this song more than the previous, I think, like industrial ones that we did today. A little more accessible with the melody and harmony and stuff involved. I liked a lot the chopping section, I guess his vocals, where it starts off like super close and then it spreads out. I kind of wish the song was longer, honestly. It was pretty cool.
I really like the use of the gating, and that's sort of where the hyperventilating comes in. I didn't think the writing was terribly profound, but I think it was, interesting just to let her vocalize because she had some great vocals. I love the sample that it was like sort of out of time, or it was kind of interesting. It was like hearing an angel like suffocate or something. It was cool.
I have the hardest time imagining someone singing that high.
I am not just being out of breath.
I really love that background, like ambient vocal. Yeah, overall, I've always really enjoyed that track. Yeah.
So let us
like,
know in the comments what your favorite industrial hip hop artist is.
True.
That's the video. That's 8 songs. Yeah, so let us know your favorite tracks, your favorite thing, what you had to fucking eat today, how
Let
many
us know if you
Chanel
have
bags
ads.
you have.
Well, I don't know. I have to call her, tell her where we are. Very lucky she's even considering seeing me at all.
Really, I thought things were going okay.
It's kind of complicated.
How many?
All right, 4. Seinfeld.
This is the only space in the apartment big enough to do Tai Chi.